They missed that whole explanation. All right, so let's say, oops, if you wanted to add 3 over 10x squared plus 7 over 25x. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is you want to match your denominators. Okay, so we know that 10x squared, 10 is just 2 times 5, and x squared is x times x. And 25x is just 5 times 5 times x. So we can go ahead and rewrite those as 3 over 2 times 5 times x plus 7 over 5 times 5 times x. Okay, so all we did was kind of factor them out. And now we match up to get our least common denominator. So we have a 5 here, we have a 5 there. We have a second 5 over here, but we don't have a second 5 over there. So we know it's missing a 5. We have an x here, we have an x there. We have a second x here, but we don't have a second x here. So this one's missing an x. Okay, so we have a 2 over here, but we don't have a 2 over there. So this one's missing an x and a 2. Okay, so that means we're going to go ahead and get those matched up, give it a little bit of space. So 2 times 5 times x plus 7 over 5 times x. We're missing a 5 over here, so we're going to multiply this by 5 over 5. Okay. We're missing an x and a 2 over here, so we're going to multiply it by 2 times x over 2 times x. Okay, so we have 5 times 2 times, well, 2 times 5 times x, 2, 5, 5x, so they both match up. So now, just like before, now we multiply our numerator. So we have 5 times 3 is 15. Over 2 times 5 is 10, times 5 is 50, so you have 50x squared. Plus 7 times 2x. So you can skip that part and just make it 14x. Over 2 times 5 is 10, it's 50, so you have 50x squared again. Okay, so you know something over 50x squared and something over 50x squared will give you an answer over 50x squared. And here you have 15 plus 14x. And you can't combine or factor anything out, so that would actually be your final answer. All right. Any questions on that one? All right. Leave that up for a few more seconds. Okay, looks like everyone's about done writing. Okay, so let's say, for example, you wanted to subtract 6x over x squared minus 4 minus 3 over x plus 2. So just like before, you want to match your denominators. Okay, so we know x squared minus 4. That's a difference of squares. So you can make that become x squared minus 2 squared, which factors become x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay, and x plus 2, that's just x plus 2. Okay, so we have 6x over x plus 2, x minus 2, minus 3 over x plus 2. Okay. Now if we wanted to match those up, we see we have x plus 2 and an x plus 2. We have an x minus 2 here, but we don't have one here. So we know we're missing an x minus 2. Okay, so that means if you rewrite it, you have 6x over x plus 2 times x minus 2 minus 3 over x plus 2. You want to multiply them both by x minus 2 over x minus 2. So we have x plus 2, x minus 2, x plus 2, x minus 2. So we have everything matching the way it should be. Okay, so we have 6x. Well, actually, I can put it all right next to it since we have the room. Okay, so you know since your denominators match, it's going to be something over x plus 2 times x minus 2. And then we just subtract our numerators. So you have 6x minus 3 times x minus 2. So this is really just one term, so you don't have to use an extra set of parentheses. You can just distribute the negative 3. Okay, so that becomes 6x minus 3x plus 6. Oh, over x plus 2x minus 2. All right, so I'm just going to bring that over here just to utilize the space. Now, once we combine those two, you have 6x minus 3x. So you have 3x plus 6 over x plus 2 times x minus 2. And now we can factor out a 3. And got enough room, I can put it underneath it. So you have 3. 3 times x will give us 3x. 3 times 2 will give us 6. So we put our 2 there. Over x plus 2 times x minus 2. These two can actually cancel out. Okay, so now we're left with 3 over x minus 2. Okay, once everything cancels out. Yes?
Oh, I was going to ask if you can cancel out the x minus 2 and then the x minus 2 up there.
Which? Oh, you mean for this one?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that's the one we just put there. So the denominators will match up.
Yeah, so you can't cross it out?
I mean, you could, but it would just undo your matching denominators.
All right,
Yeah, so you'd have to have them match in order to subtract them. All right. So any questions on that one? All right, so I'm going to do one more example, and just in case you run across this type of problem, you'll know how to approach it. And this one's pretty quick. All right, wait till everyone's done writing. Looks like everyone's finished. Okay, so let's say for this example, if you wanted to add, say 1 plus x over 1. x over x plus 1. Okay, so when you run across one where you just have a number times a rational expression, or plus a rational expression, these are actually easier. Because if you remember, whatever that denominator is, you can make 1 equal x plus 1 over x plus 1. So if that denominator was x minus 5, you could have made this x minus 5 over x minus 5. So you don't have to search for a least common denominator. You can make it whatever you want. Okay, so that means that 1 plus x over x plus 1 will become x plus 1 over x plus 1 plus x over x plus 1. Let's clean that up a little bit. There we go. Which means x plus 1 is your like denominator, so your answer is going to be something over x plus 1. And you just add your numerators. So you have x plus 1 plus x over x plus 1, which once you combine those two terms, you have 2x plus 1 over x plus 1 as your final answer. All right, any questions on that one? Yes.
If you said if the 1 was a 5, it would be x plus 5 over x plus 5?
Oh no, if you had, let's say, 5 plus x over x plus 1, then you'd make it 5 times x plus 1 over x plus 1 plus x over x plus 1.
Why are you multiplying the 5 times x plus 1?
Oh, because that 5, you can just make that 5 into 5 over 1. So really what we did, if we had 5 over 1 plus x over x plus 1, we multiply this one by x plus 1 over x plus 1. Yep, just because you want those to match. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Any other questions? All right. The sign-in sheet should be floating around here somewhere. Hopefully, if you... Oh, there it is. And if you have questions, feel free, hang back, ask away. If not, I will see you on Tuesday.
How would you solve it? Would that be like 6x plus 5?
Yep, that would be 6x plus 5 over x plus 1. Yep, so you just... Oh. 5x plus 5 over x plus 1 plus x over x plus 1.
So you just distribute the 5 to the...
Yep, to the x plus 1. Yep, that's it.
And you would do the same if it was any other number?
Oh yeah, if it was any other number, if you had 5, 10, 7, 8, you do the exact same thing.
Gotcha.
All right.
For like right here,
Mhm.
you don't like cancel these out, right? Even though they're the same.
Nope, you can only cancel when you're multiplying. So the minute that becomes plus or minus, you can't cancel out anymore.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay, so
Mhm.
you just basically, like, you know how in the other ones, you know, we multiply the numerator and denominator by the common
Mhm.
denominator. Is that what you did? Except you just skipped it.
Yep, that's exactly
Okay.
what I did there.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I finished like these sections, but this one's like these ones are still saying disabled. And like I've been trying to do it the last couple days, and it still says disabled. Like
Should be
that
able
one,
to access it.
yeah, because I finished the ones before that, but all the other ones say disabled.
When's your exam?
It's, I believe, 2 weeks from today.
Okay. Are we gonna do like a study thing before then? Like a review?
Yep, we have
Of all
a
the chapters?
if an open. Actually, the practice questions are already on
On the homework.
Canvas. If you look right at class 9, if you click on that, it'll take you to the practice questions.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
you're welcome.
I know it just due tonight, that's why I've been trying to like do it.
Let me-
It says disabled.
Let me check. Actually, I can check on that now. while I am already here. That's why I know for a fact I won't forget the minute I walk out this class. Alright, so there we go.
Should I just try it again when I?
Yep, give me like 3 minutes and I'll
Okay.
check and make sure it's
No problem.
activated.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else is having that issue, but it just might be me.
There we go. Let me go ahead and log on. And go to Canvas. Excuse me. Math 1000, 1606. Linear equation in 3 variables. Which
Yeah,
is that?
that one,
Oh.
and then the other two, I don't
Okay.
do tonight as well. The linear equations, with common factor and trinomial.
It's in homework assignments, so that should work. Let me check.